Acquiring a stream configuration, loading. Okay, right. And then I can go there and go start broadcast. And apparently we're live. Right, so an attempt at running at very, very short notice with very little explanation to anybody. John Carter of Mars. A little bit like the Conan system. Not quite like the Conan system. Not enough like the Conan system that I'm comfortable. Right. So you guys start. Yeah. There we go. It shows quite how prepared I am. Apologies for this. So, yeah. Helium is on the ascension. Together, you guys overthrew Zidanga, the rival kingdom on Barsoom, and as the adventure starts, Carter and Tarstarchus and Kantos, yeah, I've got it down here somewhere. Kantos is they are travelling by flyer, fast winged airship, to meet with a delegation from a minor red Martian kingdom, Voninka, which is seeking an alliance with Helium. It was a small satellite nation of Zidanga until the nation's recent defeat at the hands of Helium, and of course of John Carter. It now seeks new allies among Helium, and its Jedak, a young but respected leader known as Conan, has requested a diplomatic meeting with representatives of Helium. And this is where you are going. So you are on board private flyer, on deck in the Martian sun. What are you guys doing? You know, this is something that you are you're used to doing. It's a big Martian flyer. You're heading off somewhere. So what are the and you have Daciathoris with you as well. So yeah, what are you guys doing on your journey?
Am I there, Louis, or is it just the other two?
Oh yeah, no. All three of you are there. All three of you are there. With, you know, Daciathoris is on board as well.
Yes, Daciathoris.
So Daciathoris is the princess of Helium, and the woman for whom John fought off swaths of Zidangans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose on this deck, as I was general, I am going to just keep an eye out around the general vicinity, just in case anything were to pop up.
Okay. I mean, you could be playing chess, you could be drinking, sorry, not chess, Jetan. You could be dueling to keep your
what do you want me?
keep your martial skills afloat. You could be doing, you know, whatever takes your mind.
Weapon maintenance. Yeah.
Okay.
Just relaxing, Drinking a bit.
Okay. And Tars Tarkis, never one to delegate what he feels he would be the right thing for him to be doing, is sharpening his swords and I'm guessing checking the sights on his rifle.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So you guys chatting while you're doing this, or
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Casual
nice
talking.
day, isn't it?
don't feel like you have to. I can skip ahead if you'd like. It's
5 days later.
okay. Yeah, no, that's all right. I was thinking, we could do something that requires some dice rolls, but that's fine. Okay. I would like all of you can make me a reason and cunning test, please.
Roll
Reason and
2
cunning.
dice.
Reason and cunning.
2d20, right? Oh shit, I just rolled one.
So you want to roll 2d20, not 1d20?
Of course, this is the time this happens, right?
Huh?
I never get my natural 20s, never.
You
Got
don't
2 of
want
them.
you don't want natural 20s in
I know.
this.
I know. Now that I do want them,
I've got
I
16.
get the 2 of them.
Have you rolled natural 20s?
I got 2 natural 20s.
Are you
On
rolling?
physical, I think.
Oh, on physical.
Physical dice,
Okay. I'm looking at the screen going, I can't see that. I'm sure it's there, but I can't see it.
I got a 19 and a 12.
I've also realised that. Right. Okay. Let me just, for anybody that is watching this, I'm just going to move that up just slightly. Okay. So most are using physical dice. Okay. So you know what your target numbers are. So 2 20s. I haven't seen anything in the rules about
Complication.
I'm flaming introducing them. If not, surely you've got to have. Okay, we'll just treat it as a negative. I don't think I've seen anything in the rules about complications, which you get in Conan, but okay. So, Christian, 0 successes.
What was it again? Reason and cunning?
Reason and cunning.
Yeah, I got none either then.
I got 16 and 6, but
So,
got at least one, then.
what are your reason and cunning scores?
7 and 4.
Okay, so that's 1 success. If you'd got a 4 rather than a 6, that would have been 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kantos is looking out. Obviously, you've caught sight of some kind of movement in an outcropping, which you're studying carefully. Tars, with that instinct that the Thargs have, catches sight of a shadow sweeping down, and realizes nearly instantly that this must be another flyer diving down out of the sun towards you.
Oh no.
What are you going to do?
Flyer above. I don't know.
You're going to shout out a warning.
Yes, I shall shout out a warning. Yeah.
Okay.
We look to where he is pointing.
Okay. As you squint, you can just see a shape coming out of the sun, and I am so well prepared for this game. It is terrifying.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So yeah, you guys get up and you realise this thing's going to ram you as it tears down. The enemy flyers, just as Tars points out, that it's coming in. Rake your flyer with fire from its guns. Several crew members get literally blown overboard and plummet hundreds of feet down to certain death if they weren't dead when they got blown off the deck. Luckily, because Tars has shouted, many of them have charged for gangways and got away from the edges, and certainly there's a lot less in the way of carnage that there would have been if you'd been caught completely unawares. The enemy flyer is smaller than yours, but as you look at it, you realise it's got a reinforced prow, and they fly down and smash into your deck. The prow of their flyer rams through, smashing into upper decks before pulling up, and you can see there are grapples attached to the deck of your flyer. So this thing smashes in, and then as it pulls up, you can see these chains go tight, and you can see figures at the top of the ropes and chains that are holding the grapple in, starting to grab hold of those ropes and start to slide down them towards the deck. You're aware that it was going to happen. You've prepared yourself slightly. There is no initiative system in this game, so you guys get to go first. What do you want to do? I'm going to say, what does Tars want to do? Because he's obviously the one who immediately saw it. So you're the only one that really saw it.
Is there any cover on the deck?
There are. Yeah, there's various kind of. What would be on the deck? There's probably some wreckage from where this thing landed, if nothing else. Yeah. But yeah,
I was gonna dive into cover, the closest thing, and start taking shots at the people that are going to be grappling down.
Okay, so let me have a quick look at this. You are. Nope, I've got Kantos Can. That's not who I want. I want Tars. Okay. That's not useful. Height and strength. When fighting in melee, you can always use might and daring to attack. Trying to use multiple arms in combat when armed and attacking with 2 or more weapons. Okay, so you're going to pull out your gun. Like I say, you've got multiple swords on you. You could go in hand to hand with these guys if you wanted to.
Are they close to the ground yet? Or?
They're going to get close to the ground very, very quickly.
Right. I run towards where I see the most of them coming down them.
Okay. No, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, you were doing stuff with your weapons, so you leap to your feet, roll with the impact, and sprint across the deck to try and deal with them. Okay, make me a cunning and might check to get across the deck as it starts rocking. If when you type in you do /R 2d20, it will roll 2 for you, but that's cool.
I got 5 and 11.
Okay, so you're making a cunning and might check. So that is going to be cunning and might. A 15, and you rolled an 11 and a 5. And actually, it's a 15/7, so you've just got 3 successes. So you needed to make 2, so you get 1 momentum. So I will transfer that off on roll 20, so you've now got a momentum there ready to spend. Actually, in fact, what I'll do is just before we get into combat, I'll get all of you to make that same roll. So can the other 2 of you likewise make a cunning and might check as the deck shudders and buckles?
That's just the 1 success there.
Okay, so 1 success. You don't make that. I'll get onto that in a sec.
Got 4.
Sorry,
I would have won a 2.
you got 4 successes.
Yeah.
Okay, you needed 2, which means you have 2 momentum.
Woo.
Okay, so Chris takes 2 dice damage. So what we do is as soon as I've got the thing in the right box, 2d6. We'll get onto this. You'll get the hang of this slowly. So on d6s, a 1 it does 1 damage, a 2 does 2 damage, 3s and 4s do nothing at all, 5s and 6s do 1 damage plus an effect, whatever that effect is. I'm now trying to work out what kind of okay, so Kantos takes 2 damage. I'm going to give you the option to make a choice about where you want to take that. You can take that as either fear or injury.
I suppose I should go for fear for that then.
Okay, so you are shaken by not noticing what's happening, and by just the immediate carnage. Not that you're not used to battle, you haven't seen enough battle in your time, but just suddenly finding everything going to carnage on what was supposed to be a diplomatic mission as not to Alderaan, has thrown you considerably. Okay, so Tars, these guys drop to the bottom of their ropes, and you are there pretty much waiting for them. I need to know how many there are. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. There are. Hang on. Nope. Page 18's over there. That's it. Fewer than 3 players. There are not. Right. Okay. So there are 6 raiders being followed down the rope by a guy behind them that looks a little tougher than the others, and he's just going to drop down into the mist. So there are 6 guys that are clambering down and just like drop down off the chains and ropes onto the deck right in front of you. All of them carrying swords and pistols. So, who do you want to attack?
I want to go for the big guy.
You're going to go for the big guy. Okay. So, right, you're going to use your swords, which means that, looking at this, you can always use... When fighting in melee, you may always use might and daring to attack, and you get 2 attacks. Because you've got 4 arms, you are a whirling... just
yes,
there's a good word for it, and my brain's gone.
Whirlwind.
Whirlwind of biting sharp steel. So you have 1 momentum, which you could spend if you wanted to add an extra dice to your pool. So if you do it, Jack, if you do /R space 3d6, that will roll all 3 dice for you.
Can I just select to roll 3 and then just... Does that work? Did that work?
There we go. Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's not that good.
So
wait.
Well, no, that's all right. You are rolling against might and daring.
14. Is it?
Which is a 14-6. So you get 3 successes there.
Oh, that's good.
You do get 3 successes. I am trying to remember whether or not I need to spend threat in order to parry.
I was going to mention that earlier because
Yeah. This is the problem, is that I look at Conan and I go, now I know in Conan that's what I'd need to do. Making an attack, resist with daring, and
that's
another
a reason.
attribute. If the attack is made out of range, then I do not believe in this game you have to. I think you can
Interesting.
automatically do it. I know it's a much simplified version. I think this is oversimplified. I kind of hope this is oversimplified from the final finished version. So I get to defend, and I get to defend using. Come on,
A
to
stick.
defend, to defend. It's always going to be. I did read it there, and I've lost it again. Got it. Okay. It is going to be daring and something. Cunning and daring, cunning and reason. What do we reckon? Cunning and daring or cunning and reason? Shoot. Oh, parry. It says daring and empathy. So, okay, we're going to go for daring. No, daring and empathy works because he's going to try and work out what it is you're doing. So, his daring and empathy score is a 12-4. So, and he is, I'm pretty sure he's toughened, or what I think of as toughened. So, 2d20 for him. So, he scores 1 success, which is not enough. You rolled 3 successes. So, you get back, you've used that momentum. Normally, I'd get you to throw it in, but because so you rolled 3 successes, yeah. He parried with 1 success, which gives you 2 successes left. You needed 1 to hit him, so you have 1 momentum left over. So I don't have to give you another one, but you have 1 there. So
you on my other attack.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, you can you roll your damage for your first attack now.
Okay.
You've
Sorry.
Ignore
the roll when I clicked on it.
Right. Okay. Don't roll till I tell you what you're rolling.
Sorry.
Okay. You've got a choice. You've got 1 momentum sitting there. You could spend that on damage. So you could roll. So your standard attack's going to do 2 dice with sharp. You could roll 3 dice, 3d6 with the sharp effect, or you could hold on to that momentum and use it on your next attack to attack with, or use it for something completely different.
I think I'll use it on my next attack.
Okay, yeah. So roll me, forget that dice you just rolled, roll me 2d6. So /r space 2d6.
I'm using the dice rolling interface thing. How do I do the...
You've got to use the advanced roll for that.
Where is it?
If you just type in on the chat window...
I'm trying to find the chat window.
/R2d6.
/R2d6. All one word?
Space after the R.
Space for the R.
So /R space 2d6 gives us...
4 and a 2.
A 4 and a 2. Haven't we seen that
That's
somewhere
2.
before? So that does 2 points of damage. So is the
oh shit! Well, it just.
Why are you clicking things?
I'm trying to switch between. I give up.
That just rolls 1 if you click those pictures.
Yeah, I know. I don't mean to. I'm in the change to the dice roll mode.
Okay, so you are using. Right, so you, I'm guessing, are just attacking him. Your choice, actually. Do you want to just try and cut into his... And actually, you're using... Yes, sorry, I've suddenly seen this. So you're using might and daring, which means you could either try and instill fear in him, or you could try and injure him.
I shall try and... No, I shall try and injure him.
try and injure him. Okay, so his injury is made up of, it's the top between cunning and might, isn't it, for injury? So, okay, so you do 2 damage to him. Okay, so you now get to, if you want to, you can attack him, or you can attack another opponent if you would rather with your second attack.
Him again.
Okay.
I wanted 10.
So if
3D.
3d20 slash R. Oh, come on. Ah, there we go. Right.
10, 18.
So what were you looking for again?
It was a 14, I think.
Yeah.
So that
So
is
one.
might plus
One
daring,
success,
which
okay.
is a 15. Okay. So that's, yeah, 1 success.
Yeah.
So I am going to have him desperately try to parry that as well.
Please.
Slash R 2d20.
Oh,
4 and an 11.
that's 3.
So that was daring and... Come on. I cannot get this in my head.
Empathy?
I know it was empathy. Was it daring and empathy?
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Daring
yeah.
and empathy.
Yeah, it
Right.
was.
Okay. So daring and empathy. So that was a 12. Ooh.
I think it's
He's
double
got a
success.
12-4. So he actually gets 3 success for that.
Oh,
So
Still worse.
not only does he knock your second sword away, but I also gain 2 threat for that.
Hooray.
Okay, I'm going to say John probably to go next. So what's John Carter going to do? Given that
Okay.
Kantos was a bit... you only get 1 attack around because you've only got 2 arms.
Yes, I thought that was going to be the case. Right, so he's going to so what range am I currently at?
You can be at close range or not. It depends on whether or not you have charged towards them or whether or not you have hung back. So your core equipment, suddenly spotted you've got core equipment. So you have a harness, cloak, sword,
Pistol,
a pistol, a dagger. Yeah.
That is all.
Okay. So how is John gonna? What's John Carter gonna do?
He's going to charge over to assist Tars, but he's going to take a shot at one of them on his way.
Okay, so he's
different one to the one that Tars is fighting. But
okay, so instead of attacking their leader, John's going to kind of pull his cavalry saber, but blang him off a shot at one of the minions on the way over.
Yeah.
Okay, so pistol attack at near range is cunning and reason.
Cunning and reason. 11-5. That is a 2 and a 6.
Oh,
so that might be. I think that's
3.
3 isn't
That's
it? Yeah.
3. Okay. Okay. Right. So this guy gets to make a. Now, where were we? That's going to be
dodge.
Daring and reason, isn't it? To try and dodge that. You know what? He's a minion. Everything in my head says you should only roll 1d20, but I can't remember whether or not that's in the rules or whether or not I'm mixing that up with Conan. And I'm also thinking I'm really spending far too much time leafing through this. Improving the odds, opposed tests, attribute tests. No, I think I'm going the wrong way. Movement terrain, making an attack. Damage types, action scene. What about cover? Inflicting damage, recovering from NPCs and damage. Here we go. Right, villains, monsters, and minions. Single stress tracker. Ah! Okay, Jack, you didn't have to choose. It was a single stress tracker, which is the sum of their highest and lowest attributes. Okay, I will look at that in half a sec. Menace rating. Come on. Minions are weaker again, only show up in packs. Vary in size. Packs vary in size from 2 to 5. Any attack that deals damage will dispatch a minion, while momentum can be used to dispatch additional minions with a single attack. There is nothing there about them not rolling 2d20 though, which kind of surprises me, but that's what it seems to say, so that's what we'll go with. So, they get to roll... although there are 5 of them, they still only get to roll 2d20. That doesn't seem right, but hey, that's... Whoa, that did not want to do that. Although I didn't find anything in the rules about what happens when you roll a 20, I don't think.
No.
So, in which case, a 12 for, what was it, cunning and...
Empathy?
No, daring and empathy?
Daring and empathy.
Either way, now that's an 11. No, okay. So, you rolled 3. Right, rolling the dice. Attribute tests. Situation reserve. Each die rolls equal to a target number. Nope, there is nothing in there about what happens if you roll a 20. But again, I imagine that's because these are the quick start rules. So, okay. So you did. Did you roll 2 dice or 3? You just rolled 2 dice for that attack. Oh joy. Okay, right, and you got 3, of which you only needed 1. So you gain another 2 momentum. You can spend all of those on damage dice if you want. Jack, can you, if you click on your, if you click on the tokens above your thing, yeah, if you drag the single one with the sword, just drag it out and drop it on the desktop.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you have to drop it on the white.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it.
So with minions, if you do damage to them, they die.
Yes.
Go back and do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just roll my standard 2. Two 5s.
2 5s. Okay, so that's
Like Christian,
4 points of damage, which is enough, I think, to just simply dispatch one of the Sky Raiders. I think there were 6 Raiders, weren't there? Okay, so you dispatch one of them. For each point of momentum that you spend, you can choose to dispatch another.
Do it. Do it.
Repeatable, I think.
4. There'll only be 2
I
left.
have 4 momentum.
You have 4 momentum. You can burn all 4 momentum.
Right. Burn it.
Which would kill all the minions.
Which would
Wow.
kill all the minions. I think. That does seem like a ridiculously overpowered spend for momentum.
Do it.
I mean, it does mention it. I just want to make sure whether or not it's repeatable. Each point of momentum spent when attacking minions will dispatch an additional minion. That is each point.
I mean, I'll do it then.
Yeah, go for it. So if you spend all 4 points of momentum, so there's only one of these guys left. Right. Kantos is going to have to get in there in a hurry, or else there aren't going to be any of these poor buggers left. I mean, any of these horrible Sky Raiders left for him to even have a pop at. The one that's fighting Tarkis seems to be doing all right. But let's have a quick look and see what Kantos is carrying.
1 shot, 5 kills.
Exactly the same as John, I think.
Yeah, sword, pistol, dagger.
Yeah.
So entirely your choice. You know that. Let me have a quick look. Cunning reason is 13.6. Cunning daring is a 13.6. So you know that either way, you are as good with a gun as you are with a sword. How do you want to?
I think there's no choice but to run into the thick of it now. Or
Okay.
The not so
It's
thick
quite
of it now.
thin, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the was thick of it. Okay.
And,
So
yeah.
tell me. So are you attacking the one guy that John's left upright from the initial mob, or are you helping Tars to take out their leader?
I think I'm going to go for that leader.
You're going to go for the leader.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not much glory in dispatching a single minion.
No. No. Okay. So
Or we could capture the minions. Actually, good.
You can catch. You can capture them. In fact, the ones that you've shot, you do have the option of whether or not you want to capture one of them alive, or whether or not they go down, and you can decide whether they are dead or unconscious.
Or if they're unconscious.
they're all unconscious, but fall off the ship.
Right. Okay. So, Kantos, there is no momentum there. You could always give me threat. You could always give me some threat, or you could just roll 2d20.
There's no need for any extra dice, I don't think, at the moment.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm about to find out. These dice seem to hate me. I was rolling for, what was it, daring and...
Daring and...
Okay, sorry, this was a melee attack is cunning and daring.
Cunning and daring.
Down.
13.6. So that's no successes there. Not at all. I think I might start using the
Use the dice
roll
roller.
20 dice.
Well, I've got to say the roll 20 dice haven't exactly been kind to Jack, so
that's good.
right, okay, so Kantos kind of staggers across, but I think one of the problems you've got is, as much as you're trying to get in, the deck is rocking under your feet, and at the same time you're trying to avoid Tar's wild swings with these whirring blades in his hands. You know, that's almost as difficult as trying to find an opening in this guy who's defending for all he's possibly worth. Okay, right. I want to do a quick check because okay. Oh, come on. That's what I've done. I forgot I can turn it over again. I can't find how much I've got to spend on reinforcements. I'm guessing it's two threat per reinforcement. I'm buggered if I can find it.
Sounds about right.
Come on. Right, I'm going to say, because I know I've read it in there somewhere, that it's going to cost me 2 threat to have reinforcements arrive. So I'm going to spend. Hell, I don't want to overdo this. I'm going to spend 6 to have 3 more minions coming down the ropes, and as they come down the ropes, they're going to fire into the deck below. So, right. So they make attacks with their pistols, which is going to be cunning and reason. Which is going to be an 8-4. That was crap. Right. I'm still not sure I'm getting this right, but I will do what's written as opposed to what I think I probably should do. We will go for just 2d20 for the
Minions.
2d20 for the minions rather than 2d20 per minion. Really not sure if that's right or not, but hey, that's kind of the way it would work in Conan.
Ooh.
Oh, that's still only one. It's 2 successes. They are that crap at shooting.
Who are they shooting at?
Okay, so they are going to be shooting down, I would say, at John Carter.
Yeah.
That would kind of make sense to me. So I've got. You can try and dodge from that if you want to.
Okay, so
You would dodge with daring and reason, I think.
so is dodging defense or is it different?
Dodging is defense. So
Because either talent fighting Virginian,
oh yeah.
which is melee combat, you can always use. Oh, it's not melee combat actually,
No.
so never mind.
Really? Okay.
So in that case, it is. What was it? Daring and empathy. So melee, he can use cunning and might for defense, but this is gun combat.
Yeah.
Cool. So what is it? Daring and empathy. Again?
So I think it's daring and reason. I'm going to say, because reason is to try and you're trying to work out where they're going to shoot.
Right. They're 5 either way. So.
Hey.
Okay. And how many successes did they get?
They got 2.
Okay. And that is 2 7s.
Which
is 2.
is 2 successes. Okay, so you kind of take 2 pot shots and then glance up as these. How did I say it was 3, 4?
3.
3. These 3 guys come hurtling over the side and scramble down the ropes and firing guns as they go. So you kind of dive across the deck and the splinters are being blown up by the deck as you charge across. The lieutenant is going to, for all he is worth, attempt to attack Tars. This may not be a good move. We will find out. Okay, I am definitely going to blow another 2 threat on this. I may be spending threat too soon, but that gives me 4d20. And so that is a melee attack, which is cunning and daring, which I have a 13-5 in.
3.
Oh, 3. Okay, 3 successes. So, Tars can defend against that if he wants to.
Okay. How many do I roll?
You would normally only roll 2d20. You could give me some threat back if you want a better chance of rolling 3 successes.
And check your talents just in case.
Alright, what's mine?
So, fire and whirlwind, armed and attacking, meaning of friendship, mighty warrior. So I think that is going to be parry, a saber is daring and empathy.
So daring and empathy, Jack. 2d20 unless you want to give Louis more threat. And I mean, he just used quite a bit, so.
Yeah, I'll use 1 more.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 3d20.
Good.
There we go.
Well, that's at least 1.
I think that is that 2.
Might be
No,
two.
it's not. It's only one. Okay. So, I have 2 extra, which I'm not going to save as threat. I am simply going to spend on extra damage dice. So I get to do 4 d6
4 damage.
of damage. 1.
That's good.
Right.
Take 2 or 3 damage.
You can
3
take
damage.
3 damage to your injury track, please. I have a horrible feeling I've probably picked the highest of your injury tracks, haven't I? But hey.
Where is it?
I've forgotten how they work already.
If you take 5 damage in one, you get an affliction, or if you go down to 0.
Yeah.
I can't write on my sheet. Problem.
Do you have a pen?
Okay. So
Paper?
this guy attacks Tars, and the other guys are pretty much landing on the deck as you come down. Behind you, you hear a shout, and the crew who are trying to clear some stationery are pointing up in the air, and there is a second flyer that is starting to swoop in and getting ready to attack. What you do
Can I
spot,
jump onto it?
you can't. It is, unfortunately, they specifically say in this, it is slightly too far away for you to jump across to. However, what you do realise is that the deck cannons are there is a deck gun on board. It looks like it's been disabled, but if you got over to it, you might be able to get it going enough to try and fend off this second ship.
Well, I'll try and do that then.
Okay, so we've done we've done what's left of the resistance. So there were 6, they went down to 1. There are currently, I think we said 4, aren't there?
There's 4 of them,
5.
including the leader.
There's 5.
I thought we
Yeah,
had
4 of
5.
them and the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
4 minions.
So,
Yeah.
who wants to go first? So Tars and Kantos are both fighting this lieutenant. There is 1 minion on the deck. There are another. Actually, who hasn't gone yet. He should get an attack in. This is where the minion rules in this don't seem to make a lot of sense unless I think I should be rolling for each minion individually and doing damage for each minion individually and not trying to group them together as if they were Conan. In which case, I will do it for this guy, and the next round I'll do it for all of them. So he is going to turn, and in the onslaught of John Carter's attacks, he is going to turn and try and attack Kantos in the hope that he can stop. In the hopes that he can get some cover and stop John Carter being able to hit him quite so easily. However, a cunning and daring roll is going to be, he's only got 1 attack. So, Kantos, you can try and parry that if you want to, which is going to be a cunning and empathy. Daring and empathy, cunning and empathy. Daring and empathy.
Daring and empathy.
Is parrying different to defending?
Nah.
Because if it is defending, then I can use. I'm assuming this counts as a physical attack as well.
Oh yeah. It's melee attack. So what can you do with that?
I can use reason and daring for that, which gives me
Swift
that's
reflexes.
nice.
cunning warrior.
Cunning warrior. Yes, you may. So you can use reason and daring to defend.
So that's the 14/7. Let's use this.
Oh. Are you sure you don't want to give me some threat towards that? Probably not.
Let's try rolling these. There's 2d20. Let's give them a roll.
Oh!
Oh!
Ooh,
4.
that's very nice, isn't it?
4 of them. Can you get an attack back if you...
There's something it says here about Counter-Strike. If while defending, Counter-Strike spends momentum to Counter-Strike.
Go.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, no, there is a counter-strike. Sorry, there's something else I've missed. Right. Outside of their turn, the character can attempt counter-strikes as part of an opposed test.
Strike.
Character can spend 3 momentum once they have successfully defended against an attack, which grants the attacker an immediate conflict action. They can then make an attack, but they cannot save or donate any momentum gained during this attack. So actually, you have got enough to do that because that's 3 momentum to do it, unless there is something. Wasn't swift reflexes?
Culling.
Spends momentum to counter strike. The damage is increased by 1 dice. Addition 2. So yeah, if you want to, you can spend that 3 momentum that you've just got to counter strike now. You can put it in the bank and use it later, or you can spend it now to attack this one lone guy, and you'll do 3 dice damage if you hit him.
I think it might be a bit more useful to keep that in the bank for now.
Okay.
Unless I have to strike.
Okay, so you get 3 momentum.
Beep, beep, boop.
Do not forget you all have luck points there.
Yeah.
Which can be quite useful. So, okay, so this guy attacks Kantos, who just easily flicks the sword off and just you could spend 1 momentum to drop his sword at his feet, or 2 momentum to flick it off somewhere where an ally could get it. But no,
So.
okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so round comes back to the top. Who wants to act first, and what do you want to do? So there is a flyer starting to come in. The deck gun is covered in stuff, and you need to kind of get it clear and do some quick repairs to it in order to do that. You're going to be using probably daring and reason to do that, and at the same time you've got guys that are still climbing down towards the deck. You've got the lieutenant who's still there, and 1 minion who's been trying to, and unsuccessfully trying to, stab Kantos in the back.
I think I might try and make a run for it for that deck gun. If there is a chance to slip through.
Yeah, you can. I'm pretty comfortable you can do that. You know what? Having had a quick glance at your character sheets, you're probably the man that should try.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, let's have a run for that.
So you disengage and run for the deck gun. Okay. In which case, I'm going to do that last because you've got to get over to the deck gun. I'm going to say, John and Tars, what are you doing?
Stabbing a guy in the face.
Stabbing a guy in the face. You see, you came here to hit things with hammers. You've ended up using swords.
Cheated. Okay.
But more swords. And he's tall instead of short.
Yeah.
I still have more attacks than normal, though. Okay.
He's less likely to be blown up by a psychopathic half-elf.
Not on fire this time.
All right, okay. In which case, you could give me doom. You could give me threat in order to gain extra dice, or you could just spend what you got and roll
I will give
2d20.
you. Wait, does fortune work is basically the same way as momentum, but a lot better, as in you get 1 direct 1.
If you spend 1 of your luck now, you will automatically get an extra dice. You'll still roll 2d20, but you'll have 1d20 that's already on 1. So you will be guaranteed 2 successes.
I'll use 1. Why not?
Okay. So roll me 2d20. You've already got that one locked.
Oh, okay. And 2d10. 2d20. Okay. 2. Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
That's really good.
Okay, so you're making a cunning and daring. Oh no, you're not, are you? Because Tars can always choose to use might and daring, which gives him a 14-6. Holy! Okay, you've just managed 6 successes. This guy's got to try and defend. I don't think I don't even think it's worth me spending threat to try and keep him alive, frankly. So 2d20 on my dice gets me. So that's going to be cunning and
3.
Parry saber, cunning, daring and empathy is a 12-4. So yeah, 3. So 3 against your 6. So you managed to carve through. I mean, he's doing a really sterling job. You're not sure whether or not it is the sheer terror of trying to fight somebody your size, ferocity, and experience, or whether or not he's just a really, really good swordsman. But he is definitely trying his best here and doing a good job. However, you've definitely got him. You have 3 momentum in your pool. You can save some of that for your next time. You can...
all of it goes!
or you can put all... Okay, in which case roll me 5 damage dice.
Okay, so...
Oh, he's going to be super the end of this.
4.
Alright, if this goes... Right, 4, did you say?
No,
3.
5.
3s and 4s are not good. 2s, 5s and 6s are good with your swords.
No! So many 4s!
1, 2, 6.
That's okay.
That's 5.
5.
That is 5 points of damage.
That's not bad.
That's, above average. Well, most was 5, so...
Oh, come on. Right, let me double check. I need to remember how much he had, because he's the one guy I've got... Oh no, hang on. He'd already he had 12. He'd already taken 2. So he takes another 5. So he gains an affliction, which I have a feeling he only has 1 affliction. So I think you take him out.
Hey.
It's the way I'm going to treat it, because that's the kind of... Is that the way I'd expect to treat it? I think it is in this game. Come on.
So if you get them to 0, it'll deal a large enough amount of damage in one go.
Monsters are somewhat weaker. They only have a single stress tracker. They also have a menace rating, which reflects how many afflictions they can tolerate. Do they have a menace rating? He doesn't have a menace rating. It's not. There's no menace rating down here.
It's because it's only in early access.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, I have no menace rating.
Then it's 0. Should already be
so
dead.
he instantly dies when he jumps off the ship. If he's got no menace rating and he...
Now you know what you know what I'm going to do. I am going to say it's 2, because it would be 2 if he were a. So he takes 1 wound. But yeah, if you knock him down again and he is out of the game, he is not looking well. I will also point out you still have another attack.
Oh! Should I spend another fortune?
I'd love to imagine the look on that minion's face.
Bear in mind, you don't get fortune back that often.
Yeah,
You'll get some back.
Just hit him.
Like if I spend one threat, that'll be fine.
How often do you get
Spend.
Well, just you could spend. I mean, if you want to spend luck, you can.
I'll spend. Can I get 1 threat for 1 to roll, just so I can at least
one additional dice for a threat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 20 then.
You're going to try and take out all of those minions.
Well, he's still got this guy. This guy's
on the main
still.
guy,
This
Guy
guy's still
needs
up.
to die. Okay.
Oh, he's still up. Ah.
Yeah, he's fighting the main guy.
20. That's not as good as it was. Double 11, so it's 2, 6.
2.
It's a 2?
Yeah.
And this guy gets. It was
1.
daring and empathy, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
he gets 1. Okay. So you carve into him. You don't have any momentum to spend on it, but you can straight away blow 2d6 to try and injure him. 2s, 5s, and 6s is what you want.
1 and a 4. Always the 4s.
Okay, right. Well, you do. You do one more. The guy's injured. I mean, the guy's badly injured. He's not having a good time here. Okay, so John, there are 3 guys on the ropes firing guns down into this, getting ready to descend to the deck. There is 1 minion who looks like he is going to try and attack Kantos as Kantos turns to flee to try and get to the deck gun.
Right. The ship which is currently next to our ship.
Yeah, it's about 20-30 feet above. It's swooped in, smashed through. The grappling hooks have gone out, and then it's just pulled up. And it's the ropes or chains are kind of stretched tight, and these guys have been climbing down the chains.
Could I jump onto that one?
If you wanted to, you could try and climb the rope to the first of the minion, to one of these minions. In fact, you could try and clamber up the rope onto that ship.
I might try that. How many ropes are there?
I think it said either said 4 or 6, or it just said grapples. Second flyer, main flyer. Deck is overrun with raiders. It's not that overrun with raiders any longer. Several grapples for boarding.
Okay, so there's quite a few.
So there's a fair few, but yeah, I would say at this point, if you wanted to, you could clamber up and try and get onto that ship.
Right. So I could go over there. Well, I'm thinking, could I...
What? Ask me what you're thinking. I can always say no.
What I'm thinking is, could I jump? I'm sounding like Jack, this is really odd, but could I jump to where one of the minions is on the rope, killing the minion in the process potentially by attacking it, and then climb the rope?
You could jump up and attack that minion on the rope if you wanted to this round, and then get up onto the flyer on the next round.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to do that.
Okay. Right. In which case,
a momentum for that jump.
I would say that is going to be a fairly. I'm trying to work out whether or not that's a 3 or a 4 difficulty. I am going to say that is a 4 difficulty if you want to do it. And I would say that is going to be based on probably daring and might.
Sounds about right, yeah.
So your daring and might score is a 16-7, which is not bad, but it's going to be you're going to need 4 successes to manage to do it.
Yeah, I will give you 2 threat.
Okay, you could spend a luck if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So 2 threat or a luck?
2 threat.
Okay.
I've rolled 2 and I've got a 1 and 9, so I'm already on 3.
Oh.
And that is a 4 and a 17, so that is 5.
Okay. Right, you gain 1 momentum for this epic bloody leap.
Yeah.
You soar up about 15 feet and grab the chain. You can use that momentum to attack the minion that is hanging on the rope if you want to.
I'll do. Indeed.
I'm not even
She
going
is
to
an
give him a
attack at
chance.
close range, which is...
Are you going to? So I'm guessing you're going to use your sword rather than try and shoot him.
Yes. Yeah.
So in which case, I've turned that piece of paper over. I shouldn't need it any longer. The number of times we've done this time. Cunning and daring.
Cunning and daring, which is a... Cunning and daring is a 13-6, okay. We have 3. These dice are really good.
Just don't use them for D&D.
Okay. No. So that is 1, an 11, and a 15. So that is 3.
That's 3. Okay. So I will drop another momentum into that. Do you want to roll for damage? You can roll 2 dice, up to 4 dice, depending on how many of those momentum you want.
I'll roll 3. I'll keep 1 momentum. Oop. 2, 5, and 3.
2,
That
5,
is
and 3.
4
so
damage.
That's 4 damage. Okay. Given that he's the only one of these guys hanging on this particular rope, I am going to say that you don't carry over and just start wiping out other random minions. But hell yeah, no, this guy, you just cut him off the rope and he plummets to his death. The bits of him that are already dead plummet down to what would be an even even more death. Yeah. Okay. So that's John.
Cantos.
You try and get to the deck guns.
Because if anyone can,
Okay.
Cantos can.
You need to make
Can.
You need to make a D2 daring and reason attack.
Daring and reason. So it's 14, 7.
Yeah. And you need 2 successes.
That's pretty good.
That's
would be
3
so.
successes.
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh.
The momentum is ramping up. Blimey, the momentum is ramping up. You're on 4 momentum, mate. Okay. You get over there and the gun has been damaged, but it's actually mostly superficial, and you manage to work out how to put that back together. Oh, hang on. Am I looking at the right place here? Second flyer, daring and reason. Sorry, no. Deck gun is not a D. It's a D4. No. But I told you D2. So I hate to say that roll doesn't count because it was a really good roll. But if I'd said a D4, I'm guessing you would have spent something towards that with that momentum. There.
Yes.
I will trust you. How much momentum would you have spent on that roll to get a D4?
I would probably gone for 2 momentum to spend on that.
Okay, drop out 2 momentum, and do me another 2 D20.
Okay. I'll drop out.
Already got 3, and it's a reason and daring, so it's the same thing.
So 2 more.
Yeah.
There we go. 1 more. Success
Okay.
there.
Which is enough.
Just.
I gave you a momentum, actually, didn't I? So throw out 1 more momentum because you had 3, not 4. Okay, right. So yeah, no, you get that working. However, the okay. Right, reinforcements, which I didn't find in time. I've already spent it. I'm not going to retcon it. Should have been 1 threat per minion and 2 threats for any more lieutenants. So I probably... Yeah, I've messed that up, but I don't care. Right, it's a bit fast and loose. We're learning. We're playing with it. I won't make that mistake again. Right. On saying this, there is a minion who has been chasing you across the deck, and he gets to you while you're working on the gun. I am not going to give you a chance to defend against the attack.
Oh, okay.
So he gets to roll 2d20, and it is a cunning and daring attack.
That's a 1.
1, I think. Yeah.
I think that is only 1 as well. Yes, that is only 1. So he hits you.
Please be a 3 or 4. Please be a 3 or 4.
That's not 3 or 4.
That's not a 3 or 4. That is
different
4 damage.
2.
So he manages to...
Jesus.
You're just finishing pulling this stuff off the gun. He just carves straight into you, and does 4. Make sure I've got the right person. Yeah.
Okay.
4 damage to you. In the meantime, John is halfway up the rigging, and I am going to have at least 2 of the minions fire at you, and then probably 1 take a pot shot at Tars Tarkis.
Cool.
So, first one, that is going to be a total miss, isn't it? What am I doing again? I'm doing Cunning and Reason.
So 12-4.
Which, oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, this is... Forget this. This is pretty terrible. Slash 20. I really do need to put some macros into this.
That's a little bit better.
That's still a fail. So yeah, you cut this guy into ribbons, and bits of him go tumbling off the chains, and then there are just bits of metal flicking off and gunshots going off around by your head. It's quite, you know, there wouldn't be shrapnel because you're in midair, but you barely manage to hang on to the rope. But you're dodging this stuff quite effectively. And the guy who is shooting at Tars is just horrendous. You're not entirely sure that Tars does not even notice the guy shooting at him. As you're kind of like hanging onto this rope, going, as the bullets are whizzing past your ears, you look down, you're not even sure the third guy hit the deck, let alone Tars. Right. The lieutenant has a wound as he tries to attack Tars. I am going to spend another 2 threat, so I can roll 4 dice. But I now need, because I have taken 1 wound, and it is from Cunning and Might, and he's going to be using Cunning and Daring. He therefore is going to be he's going to need an extra level of success. So I need 2 successes.
I think you might just have it.
So what have I got? I've got Cunning and Daring, which is a 13-5.
Just
2 successes. So Tars can react against that and parry. You're using Daring and Empathy. Jack?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
No, it's all right. I couldn't hear anything, so I thought I'd better check.
Did you say you need to roll Daring and Empathy?
Daring and Empathy as a to see if you can parry this guy who's once again going for you.
I'm using the stupid way of rolling. Oh well. 5 and
Okay.
Well, it's at least 2.
Right, that's definitely 2 successes, which was all you needed. But are either of those underneath your daring or empathy scores?
My empathy is 4 and my daring is 6.
Okay.
So
Okay,
It's
so
just
you
a
just
2.
got no. If
No?
he's got a daring of 6, did you say a daring of 6? Daring and empathy.
daring
Is
of 6, empathy of 4.
daring of. Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, no, you're right. It's an 11-4. Okay, yeah. Forget it. Brain gone. Okay. Right. So yeah, you managed to defend against that quite effectively. Okay. The ship that is swooping in, the second ship that is swooping in, suddenly opens fire on the deck, and as it does so, chunks of wood fly up, bits of metal are flying around. Yeah, it's not good up there.
Battleship.
Come on, I did find this. Not that one. Yeah, this guy's been the guys that were managing to get back up onto the deck and managing to regroup are being blown backwards across the deck. To cross the deck, to move across the deck is now going to require rolls to do so with possible damage as a result. Okay. We are back at the top of the initiative round. If anybody, so John is halfway up the chain, clambering towards the other vessel.
Yeah.
Tars is still fighting this this wounded Martian wounded red Martian, and Kantos is has fixed the deck gun. So starting with Kantos, because we ended with Kantos last time. What does Kantos want to do, or do you want to pick a? You can decide if you'd rather decide who goes first. You can.
I'd rather leave the other 2 to go first, just to see if one of them can deal with that minion.
Oh, I'm gonna stab the guy.
Didn't see that coming.
It's a new move I've come up with. Okay. I will not. I'll just roll 2. Yeah, screw it. I won't. I feel like I've wasted too much threat. Oh, I got a 2 and a 1. God.
Oh, okay. So that's 4 successes. This guy is going to try and parry, but I cannot imagine that this is going to work, given that he needs an extra success on top of whatever he's rolling.
I feel so sorry for this guy.
Oh no.
He has fought valiantly.
He has.
Sky Raider Lieutenant does not seem anything like good enough for this guy with.
I want to keep him prisoner and make.
I think he needs to. If he survives, he needs to come back as a named NPC, doesn't he? He's, we should mourn this guy's passing, which I have a feeling is not going to be long. Right, so his empathy and daring, which I'm pretty sure is what we use. It is a 12-4. So actually, he cuts down 3 of those. You only get 1 momentum for that attack. Oh no, hang on. No, you get 2 momentum for that attack, because he is already wounded, and therefore it's 1 more difficult for him to hit you, to parry against you.
You may as well get rid of them. I'm going to use them.
Okay, right. So that's 4 dice. If this doesn't kill him, I will be so surprised.
Oh, that's not good.
2, 4, 6, because you were using a sharp weapon. Okay. I would like you to tell me, how this legend of the skies, the guy that so inspired the group to go over the side with him because of his sheer vitality in combat, goes down to Tars Tarkas, the Jeddak of Jeddaks and
Right.
leader of the Thargs.
As I bring my swords just whirlwinding around, clashing against his, I see an opening and I slowly push him towards the edge of the ship, aircraft, and as he gets weaker from his sustained injuries in combat, he's just not fast enough. Even though he is parrying, getting a few good hits, I managed to catch him in his arm, one of his arms, and then you bring it out again. Just he slows down even more, and just catch him again in the another arm, and just carry on chopping, and eventually just kick him off the edge of the ship when he's too weak to resist.
Okay, he plummets backwards off the ship and falls towards the desert floor far below you, which leaves John. You can see below that Kantos is stood next to the deck gun, but has one of these minions
Yeah.
trying to attack him.
Yeah.
So what does John want to do? You can climb onto the deck of the ship, or you can brace and aim for this guy, or you can shoot one of the minions on the ropes, or
I'm gonna help Kantos out. I'm gonna.
Quick question: how long does it take to get out a gun?
if you're hanging on to if you're 15 foot off the deck of a ship that is 100 foot up in the air with a sword in your hand,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, no, I'll help Kantos out.
Well, no. What about me? That's
Your second attack, Jack.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that for one person?
If it takes me a turn to get out a gun, I'm not going to be able to help.
You could, if you wanted to, I would let you try and charge across the deck, because you only used one of your.
Yeah, I've still got an attack.
No, that's.
If it,
That's pushing it.
yeah, he's like one turn away from me though. So if I pull out a gun, would that be fair? Wait, how long does it take to pull out a weapon? Is the question.
It's not specified in the quick start rules. I would say you could charge across the deck and try to. You could charge across the deck and you could try and attack him there. In fact, yeah, you know what? You've got an extra attack, so you just like bang, finally finish this guy, boot him off the deck, and then if you want to, you can turn and charge across the deck.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
The very sight should get him to turn and sort that. Right, give me half a sec while I just try to work. Oh, come on. 11, so that's 12.
You're on the ship above, right, Ollie?
I'm climbing up to it, yeah.
I feel like this one's going to go down very quickly.
I am trying to work out what I'm supposed to, what we would use to, typically using daring. Ah, hang on, right, this says an attribute check. Just going to check they haven't got something about attribute tests which is different from... No, that is definitely combined two of theirs. So you're going to need to use daring and what do we reckon to charge across the deck of a ship which is on fire and has just been cut up. I think I'm going to say cunning and daring.
Yep, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, so it is a
13. Cunning daring command.
making this a turns the deck into a difficulty 1 and danger 1 to Right, unless dangers are avoided with a suitable attribute test, they cause damage. Each danger is a rating according to that. Moving through dangers may require a... Okay, so it's saying it's a difficulty 1 and a danger 1 terrain. I'm going to treat that as just a difficulty 1. Okay, so it's a straight difficulty 1 test with, what do we say, daring and cunning, I think we said. So make me a daring and cunning roll. You can spend some of that momentum on it if you want to. Oh, actually, you need to... Yeah, we need to get rid of that momentum, don't we? Yeah. So you've got no momentum left, but you could spend luck, or you could just roll the dice and see what happens.
I'll just roll it. Let's see.
It's the worst that could happen.
We've got a 2 and a 16. So
2's worth 2. That's fine. You make it. You make it across, and you earn a momentum for doing so. So you have that momentum, and you can now attack. I'm going to raise the difficulty of the attack on the minion, but what you're really trying to do is protect Kantos. That shouldn't be too bad. You can burn that momentum if you want to.
I will just roll. I feel like I should. Oh, I just rolled 2d6, not 2d12. 2d12.
His faith in his attack.
2d12. I just forgot.
Any advance on 12? Any advance on 12?
Oh no.
Right, okay. So yeah, you take a you take a swipe at this guy, but what you do is get him off Kantos's back. Yeah. So Kantos, yeah, you can attempt. Well, what are you thinking you want to do?
I'm thinking that second ship darting around is probably quite dangerous.
Okay, right. In which case, D2, daring and reason.
Daring and reason.
Daring
Wonderful.
and reason.
So that's my... Yes, that's my 14-7.
So you drop into the seat of the deck gun.
That's only a 1 success.
That's only a 1 success. Okay. Okay. The gun kind of shakes itself loose a little bit, but not too much. But you kind of figure you will be able to. Yeah, you kind of figure you'll be able to get another couple of shots in. That should be fine. Okay. So he's gone. Okay, which leaves me at the moment with only 3 minions. I am going to get... One of them is going to fire at John. 2 of them are going to fire at...
John hasn't been yet.
That's right, John hasn't been yet.
He has not. I apologise. Okay. Sorry, I think I got in my head that you were the one fighting. Yeah, okay. What does John want to do?
John's going to climb up onto the boat flyer thing.
Okay. You know that bit in Star Wars where Han Solo and Chewie chase the couple of stormtroopers all the way down the passage?
I know what you're talking
about. Yes.
We'll see how this goes. But okay, so you kind of hand over hand, and then with the types of feats of strength that only John Carter can manage, you jump the last couple of the last couple of feet up onto the edge of the deck, and in front of you there are kind of 3 or 4 of the officers, and about 10 of the minions.
Okay.
It's all right. You have a sword and a pistol.
I know.
Sword, pistol, and a dream.
Right, before they have a chance to react, I'm gonna just lay into the minions.
Okay.
Can you use fortune and momentum?
Yes. You cannot roll more than 5 dice in a single test, but you can mix and match fortune and luck. Sorry, luck and
Luck,
momentum in this game. That's all right. You of all people, given that we've spent that long playing Conan,
Yeah.
yes, you can. Exactly the same as Conan. You can mix and match.
Okay, in which case I've got 2. I'm gonna use 1 luck, which starts with me 2.
Okay.
Can use my 1 momentum,
So that's you're going
and
to
then I'm
roll
gonna
3
give you.
dice, and you're going to give me 1
And then I'm gonna
threat.
give you 1 threat. So I'm gonna roll 4.
And
I've
one of them has
got
already
2.
come up 2 successes.
Yes. Because my plan is here, get as much momentum as possible.
Because you might need it.
Yes, and also it means I can kill lots of minions potentially.
Okay.
Right, so what is it to attack
So
with
you're
the swords?
rolling 4. You want to be using. Yeah, I'm guessing you're using your sword.
Yeah.
So fighting Virginian, you can always use cunning and always use cunning and might
That's for
for
defense.
defense. So
Which
for
will come in use.
attack, you are using cunning and daring.
Cunning and daring. Okay, so cunning and daring, so that's a 13-6. So first 2 rolls. That's a 5 and a 1.
Okay, so we're up to 6 successes.
Okay, and then an 8 and a 17.
So that's 1 more,
7.
isn't it? So
Yeah,
it's
1 more.
7 successes. Okay, you needed 1. I think they are so gobsmacked when you come up the side and just charge headlong into them that I'm not even going to get them to parry this round. Partly because I can't work out how. But yeah, you just come up over the side, take a deep breath, and just as everybody thinks, now what's he going to do, you just launch into them. So, how do you want to do? Yeah, if you're attacking the minions, you can.
Yeah.
Well, you can spend a. Yeah, you can make your attack roll, and then if you want to, you can spend that to wipe out 6 other minions.
Yep.
Okay, roll your 2d6 just in case they both come up 4s.
A 1 and a 2.
Okay, so you're going to scrub that momentum all off. You tell me.
All but 1.
All but 1. Okay, so there you managed to take out in a death-defying martial show of prowess 6 of these guys. Tars, if he could see, would be gobsmacked.
I'm happy with that.
Okay, do you want to know the bad bit?
Yes.
The bad bit is you're now up on the deck on your own.
Yes.
And it's their turn.
Yes. I know.
So I think I said 4 of the lieutenants.
Yeah, I know.
4 of them. What? Oh God.
But only 4 minions now.
Only 4
4
minions.
lieutenants. I just had the most intense fight of my.
Yeah, but they're not all the same as this guy. Like the guy you were fighting, I think was Something Special. I think songs will be sung of this guy's death in Tharg dwellings across Barsoom, where especially when Tars Tarkis, the great Tars Tarkis, embellishes just the fraction the fight that he had. Right. I still want to do. I'm still not comfortable with this mechanic. Right, I am going to treat this mechanic for the minions like I would Conan. I'm going to roll 4d20 for the 4 minions.
Yeah.
Which is what I would do in Conan, and that seems to work here. I really wish I'd had enough. With a bit more notice, I'd have... Ooh. That is not as bad as you would think, I believe. Actually, no, I was thinking about them dodging, wasn't it? Cunning and daring.
I think that's 5.
That's 5 successes, yes. Right. I'm sorry, I can't do this any other way, Ollie. So that is going to be 7d6. No, I nearly did 7d60, which would have been less good. Okay, so we discard the 4s. The 1s are worth 1 each, so that's 3, and then there's another 6 for the 5s and 6s because they're all using
9,
swords.
I think.
That is 9.
See, I forgot that I didn't get a chance to parry.
Oh, you do get a chance to parry.
Oh, I do.
You do get a chance to parry. Okay, make me a parry roll. I had
You know that one momentum I saved?
Yep. Yep. I'm going to re-roll the die. So ignore that roll.
That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine.
Roll your... so you get to roll 3d20.
3d20, and I've got a 15-6.
Ooh.
Because of my fighting Virginian.
You
so
could, if you want. I mean, I don't know that I'd necessarily do that on this roll. You could burn luck, but you probably don't want to.
We're gonna try it. So you got how many successes? Was it 5?
I got 5.
Right. Okay. So a 4 and a 16.
That's 2.
So that's 2, and the last one is a 3. So that is 4.
So you okay? So I only actually have 1 momentum on that, don't I? I made 5.
Yes.
You not? Hang on. I made 5. How many successes did you make?
4.
I made 4.
4. I actually, if I had 5 successes, which I did, I only actually should have earned 4 momentum. On 5 successes, you get 4 momentum. You've knocked me down
to 1.
To 1. Okay.
Yeah.
So, in which case, 3d6.
Yeah.
Is a whole lot less full on.
But it's still damage,
However, it's still 6 damage.
It's the same, just without the ones.
Yeah.
Right, I need to make a note of that somewhere.
So that's already a affliction.
Now that is going to be affliction. I'm trying to work out where I'm trying to remember who makes the decision about where they put that damage.
So wait. How does damage work again?
Okay, so you have 3 trackers. You have fear, confusion, and injury.
Injury, yep.
So, let me find the right piece of paper so I can look this up. So, I attacked using daring and cunning. So, it's either going to go on fear or on injury.
Okay.
So the idea is, you're definitely taking damage from this, but it's whether or not it's significant enough to go on injury, or you know what, I will be nice to you, I will put it on injury. You're not using cunning and might, are you? So, and you're, just to check, when you rolled, you were rolling cunning and might for defense, weren't you?
Oh, bless me.
Sorry, Ollie, were you rolling cunning and might for defense? You were, weren't you? Okay. Yeah. Right, so you take 6 damage, which gives you 1, what you will think of as a wound. Yeah, 1 affliction.
That when it's over 5.
In injury. Then. Yeah, because you've taken 5 in 1 hit. So that gives you 1 affliction injury.
Right.
And that means that anything you use cunning or might for is now a D2 test, or is now an extra difficulty. Okay.
That's not too bad.
the lieutenants are going to pop out their pistols and take a shot at you with those. So, on a 13 and a 16, we're talking about cunning and reason, where they've only got a 9-4. Okay, so the first one completely misses.
Good sign.
The second one does not. The second one gets 3 successes. You can try and dodge that.
I will try and dodge that.
I am wondering. I'm hoping in the main game that for subsequent dodges they get more difficult. But hey, we'll leave it
But
as
they don't at the moment.
They don't at the moment, because if that is in these rules, I've missed that bit.
That's fine.
So that is 3 successes. So if you're going to dodge ranged attack, it's going to be daring and reason, I think.
Daring and reason, which is a 12-5, I think. Yeah. And that is a 5 and a 4. These dice have been ridiculous.
How many was that? How many?
A 5 and a 4. So that's 4.
That's 4. Okay, you actually gain a momentum from dodging that.
These are going to run out of luck one day and be very bad.
Yeah, it'll
But
be the
not
next
that
time we play D&D. Do me a favour. The
Yeah.
next time we play D&D and you're DMing, use those dice.
Use those dice.
Okay, right.
Because then they'll roll high.
Third one
it'll be
takes
fifth ed, probably.
a pot shot at you. That is likewise 3 successes.
3.
You can try and dodge again.
Yep. And we'll use the momentum from last time.
Okay. I'll keep watching Roll20 to see what you're doing.
5, a 3, and a 3.
How many successes?
That would be 6.
That would be 6
You can't make this.
against my 3. Okay, so that earns you 3 momentum. I'm not sure I want the last guy to shoot at you, because this is just ridiculous. Chris, can you go on mute? You got a really loud keyboard there. Okay, the last one is still going to shoot at you. You know what? I've got 11 momentum. We'll make that 3d20.
Yep, that's understandable.
Oh, what? 1 success.
1 success. We'll just a 1 and a 10, which is still 3.
It's still 3.
Yeah.
Okay. John Carter is a man possessed. I think you can cope with 5 momentum, can't you? So you are actually at maximum momentum now. Okay. There are 3 minions on the hanging on the chains. They are all 3 of them. I'm going to do the same thing I would do in Conan, because it is just otherwise it takes too long. So I am going to roll 3d20 as they fire at Tars Tarkus. They get cunning and reason. No, that's evasive. That they're good at dodging. It's cunning and reason, isn't it? Yes. 8 and 4, 2 successes. So Jack, if you want to, well, you can't parry it, but you can try and dodge it, which is going to be cunning and reason.
Okay, I will try. Why not?
You have a momentum in your pool if you want it.
I can take it. Let's go. Oh, I know. Actually,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
9 and a 6. Is that just 2 successes?
What's the thing again?
It is cunning and reason.
My cunning reason. My reason is 4. My
Yeah, I think that's 2.
Yeah.
Two.
Am I counting
Okay.
7?
Okay. Yeah.
11 4, so yeah.
So it's in 11-4. So you're looking at a yeah. So you're looking at 2 successes. So yeah, you managed to duck behind part of the gun turret as the bullets twang off. I'm guessing Kantor shouts at you to be careful not to draw the fire to the gun turret. Okay, we are back at the top of the round. I think we ought to save John for later. I really think we ought to save John for later.
Okay. I think I'll start going for that flyer again.
Okay.
This gun still.
The gun is still working. You need to make a daring and reason roll. I will draw your attention to the fact that you have luck and you had momentum, but it
was not needed.
Oh, blimey, that really wasn't. Is that 3 successes or 4 successes? That's got to be 4. Okay, right. Do you want to use the momentum to do extra damage to this flyer as you hit it?
I think I will. Yes.
Okay, you could. I think you could. If you wanted to spend the one momentum you've still got in your pool. Actually, there's a point. Does this stuff tick down at the end of the round?
I was thinking that as well.
Sod it. It doesn't at the moment. It may do. If you actually read the quick start rules more than once through, you may find that momentum ticks down at the end of the rules. If anybody's managed to be watching it at this point. Okay, so.
Either way, I'm going to use that 1 momentum.
Yeah, okay. If you use that 1 momentum and get rid of it, it starts to sink towards the floor on fire. Whatever the hell it was you hit was quite important. Maybe you caught the magazine, and that's gone up. Okay. Tars, if you wish to, you can draw a rifle. I have a feeling you should have a rifle. Can't be Tars Tarkis without a rifle. It would be like not being dressed. Thark, rifle, fearsome. Causes 1 fear in addition to normal damage. So if Tars wants to, he can pull out his rifle and start taking shots at the minions in the chains.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. I'm gonna say they are. I'm gonna say they're 1 range away from. I can't remember what they call ranges in this, but you know, it's instead of being near, they're whatever the next one out is. So it's going to cost you. It's going to be 1 more difficult to hit them, but that's fine. So yeah, there are 3 of them left in the chain. So they've been firing at you.
Alright, let's get going.
You've got a momentum if you want to spend it.
I shall not. 3 and 6. So.
So this is cunning and reason. Which
that's 3 then.
Cunning and reason is
7.
Yeah, that's 3.
4. Okay.
That's 3 successes. Okay.
Can they
which would give you 2 momentum. Now, you know what? I'm looking at the time, and I'm thinking, if you want to burn the 2 momentum you got for that shot, I will let. If you roll your damage dice, if you manage to kill one of them, which you basically will do if you do damage, then you can burn the 2 momentum from that shot, and I will let you clear all 3 of them off.
Oh, okay, I will do that.
Okay, so roll
D6.
2d6. Don't just get 3s and 4s.
Well, that's 6.
Okay.
6.
Right. Okay.
6.
The fear damage that you would also do becomes a little unnecessary, as your bullets
Terrifying.
just slam into all three guys. Tars just like stands up, lifts this immense long gun, and just snaps off 3 shots, and the bodies just like plummet out of the air. Deep breath. Okay. 4 lieutenants. 4 minions. You don't have surprise on your side anymore, but you do have a certain degree of fear on your side. You have scaled this and just decimated 6 warriors in a couple of seconds, and then just dived out of the way of bullets as if they didn't even touch you, which they didn't.
Yeah, so
you've totally
So I
neoed
can,
this so far.
so I can deal with the minions, but
I will point out you can spend a luck if you want to gain an extra action in a round. So you could attack the minions with one of your actions, and if you can kill them all, you can then burn a luck to have a crack at one of the lieutenants.
But the thing is, would I want to be waiting around for the other 3 lieutenants to attack me? This is the question. Or do I want to return to the other ship?
Has Cantos... Oh, yeah, no, Cantos has had a go this turn.
Yeah. Well, we'll try and defeat the remaining minions and see how we feel after that.
Okay.
I guess. The 5 momentum here, do I still have that, or do I need to get rid of all that?
You've still got the 5 momentum. You haven't used that for anything.
Oh.
You gained. I think you got.
We gained it from dodging.
I think you gained it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you regained 5 momentum from dodging.
So.
Which is slightly ridiculous.
So we'll use 2 of it now to attack the minions with.
Okay. So, yeah, so that's 46, and you're on Cunning and Daring.
Cunning and Daring. Which is... Cunning and Daring. 13-6, okay. 13-5. 16-3.
Been hanging around with Tom, you're getting his cold. I
think that's 5.
Okay. Right, okay. I am going to give them a standard defense roll. There's nothing to say they don't get it. There are 4 of them. I'm going to roll 4d20. No, that doesn't work, does it?
Because I'm only attacking one of them. But then
Yeah.
if I do hit them, I can use the momentum to hit the others.
Yeah, go on, we'll do it that way. Oh, okay. I think that's... Actually, I think that's only 1. Where are we? Dodging. Parry
2.
is Daring and Empathy. Their empathy skill is only 4. So, yeah, sorry, so that's 2. So you got 4.
2.
So, okay, so you've gained 1 momentum back. So you've... roll me your damage.
Right. 2 and a 6.
2 and a 6. Okay, that is definitely enough to kill one of them. And then if you want to burn another 3 momentum, you will take out the other 3 guys.
We will do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you're pirouetting and leaping and slashing and ducking and just tearing through these guys. Okay, that leaves 4 lieutenants who are backing down the ship away from you.
Oh, I mean, if they're backing away from me, then I will...
Is this a shock? They're all trying to stand
Good point.
behind one another. Let's phrase it that way.
Standing behind one another.
Yeah, all four of them are trying to make sure that another one of them is standing between you and them.
So if I fired a bullet...
No, not literally. Not literally.
Okay, yeah, no, I was
They
joking.
can't kind of all put their arms out and do that weird kind of 6 or 8 armed dance thing that you see in the Sinbad
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, no, we'll now that we've somewhat decimated their reinforcements, head back down to our ship. I
Okay.
think.
Okay, so I, if you want to, you can just turn and drop off the side and grab a chain on the way down. You are
Yeah,
John Carter, and at this point, I don't think anybody's going to argue with that.
yeah, we do that.
Okay. I'm looking at the time. It's best part of 11 o'clock. Do you want me to wrap this up? Because I can wrap this up now quite easily.
Okay.
Just probably a good idea.
So I'm thinking that as John drops down to the chain and starts just like taking easy drops down by like 5 foot a time until he's low enough to just drop onto the deck, Kantos wheels the gun around, raises its elevation, and just blasts into the bottom of this flyer. At which point it starts to drop.
It crashes down into our ship.
It kind of slides sideways, and there is a moment where you do think that's what's going to happen, but it drops down. Some of the grapples start to snap, as there's only a certain amount of weight they can take. But yeah, it just slides in smoke and flames down towards the desert floor, leaving you guys still on the flyer. You will need to land to make repairs, but looking below you, you don't think that there's going to be any problem with the remains of that crew trying to attack you.
Yeah.
So right, I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna stop the broadcast as well, if I can remember which window I'm on. So yeah. If anybody did watch that, I'm hoping you enjoyed it. I had more fun than at certain points I thought I was going to. So cheers.
Bye.
Bye. I like my character.